that a Brit came to be living in Vladivostok?
And then pack your bags, come on over. Good morning, welcome to Luke Jonas the other way from the glorious eastern port city of Vladivostok. Now, Vladivostok is one of Russia's newer cities. It was only founded in 1860, yet a lot's happened since then. And I've got Anastasia here, who's very kindly going to be showing us around. So let's go. Vladivostok's got a lot of hills, but luckily there's a funicular here that's going to make the ride a lot quicker. Down we go, it's a bumpy ride, so hold on. So where are we now, sir?
So we are near the Triumphal Arch of Nicholas, which leads us to the submarine and the boats.
Okay, let's go and check them out. Now here's something you don't see every day, a submarine on dry land. So Nastya, can we go in it?
Yeah, sure. The entrance is up this way. Let's go.
Okay, let's check it out. This is where it gets really interesting. I didn't realise there was actually only one way out. I thought we could get back the way we came, but nope, another hole to go through. Yeah, that place is definitely not for claustrophobes. I think you're in the wrong profession if you suffer from claustrophobia of any kind, but certainly interesting to see how people lived. And that's obviously an example from quite a few years ago, but worth the visit if you're in town. And just a reminder that Vladivostok's a port city. Look behind me at all the battleships. This place was actually closed even to Russians, not just to foreigners, from 1958 to 1992. I first came here in 1994, and we were pretty much the only foreigners in town, and there was still a lot of suspicion around our visit. What were we doing here? But today everyone's welcome. Normally do at 5 o'clock. They go for a cup of tea, of course. Now what a coincidence. Larry, hi.
Hello, welcome to 5 o'clock tea.
Thank you very much. So Barry, thanks for inviting us here into 5 o'clock tea. So how is it that a Brit came to be living in Vladivostok?
Well, I first came out here 24 years ago to manage casinos. Came for 6 months and I'm still here.
And 24 years later, wow. And how long has the tea house been here?
We'll be open 14 years this summer.
So Barry, tell us a little bit more about your tea house. How do locals like it?
Well, thankfully we're very popular. A lot of families come, a lot of students come. And they like the English style atmosphere and the fact that everything's baked fresh every day.
Because there's obviously a lot of coffee houses. I mean, coffee and tea are popular drinks in Russia. What makes you different?
Like I said, the freshness of the bakery. Coffee shops are quite a new thing. When we first opened, there were very few coffee shops. Now, as you can see, they're on every corner.
So apart from tea and coffee, what do people like to eat here?
Well, funnily enough, Cornish pasties are very popular. Muffins, brownies, quiche is very popular as well. We've made quiche from the first day.
Fantastic.
It's been a winner.
And how do you keep things relevant and popular?
We try to introduce people to language. We have a bookcase there, we have a book exchange. We also have an English conversation class once a week.
And you run that?
Yeah, I'm the host of that. Yeah. It's great. I mean, meet new friends, new people. It's interesting.
And do you get many tourists coming here?
Very few now, since the pandemic obviously stopped a lot of tourists, but just before the pandemic, we had like a real lot of Korean guests. Koreans were allowed to visit without visas, and we missed them obviously. It's been a big hit for us.
I noticed that actually on my last visit to Vladivostok 3 years ago. There were a lot of South Koreans coming here, and there's obviously a lot of Korean restaurants here as well. A lot of signage in Korean. Do you get many Japanese coming here?
Not as many, you know. But mainly it was Koreans.
Any Brits?
Very rarely. It's always nice to practice my English with them.
Even someone who comes from Devon. Well, look, superb. Thank you very much, then, Barry.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure, and good luck with the success of the cafe.
Thank you.
So who's this dude then?
This is the statue of Yule Brynner.
Yule Brynner. Ever heard of him? You might be wondering, what on earth is there a statue of Yule Brynner doing in the middle of Vladivostok? There's a very good reason, because Yule Brynner was actually born here, and he was called Yuli Borisovich Brynner before emigrating to the United States and becoming a Hollywood legend.
Your move.
And not surprisingly, Vladivostok is twinned with a number of cities in East Asia, which, given where we're located, makes a lot of sense. So come and have a look at some of the names of places you might struggle to find on a map. Now, just to give you an idea of Vladivostok's location, we're a long way from anywhere here. Well, a long way from other parts of the world. Just to put things into perspective, how far away Moscow is, it's 7 days by train or 8-9 hours flight. And Darwin in Australia is closer to Vladivostok than Moscow is. And even Anchorage in Alaska is closer. And Honolulu is closer to Vladivostok than Sochi. So, get your atlases out and then pack your bags. Come on over. This is Dynamo Stadium. First time I ever came to Vladivostok back in 1994, we could actually walk onto the pitch because there was no gate. The team at the time was called Vladivostok, and they were playing in the first division. And I can remember the fact that many Moscow clubs had to come here. And I thought, imagine that, as a travelling fan, 7 days on the train just to watch your team away. Just spent nearly an hour walking to some nondescript part of Vladivostok, and the last thing I was expecting to encounter here was an English pub. It would be rude not to. Cheers!
Welcome to Vladivostok.
Well, we've been to an English pub, and Nasta's done a great job because she's found us an Irish pub. That'll balance things out. Here we go. So it's been a fantastic 2 days in Vladivostok. Nasta, thank you very much. Cheers. And onwards and upwards, heading north next. This has been Luke Jones The Other Way. Stay with us.